Sydney. I am on set right now for my A to Z trend guide. So we're filming the last 9 episodes. I've been having so much fun with you guys, but today was really, really tough. So I caught a really horrible sinus infection when I was traveling in New York. So remember my voice was kind of raspy in that Victoria's Secret video? Well, I came home, I was so sick, and then my boyfriend and I broke up. So remember when I went to Palm Springs and I said I was going through a breakup? Well, we got back together, but now we are officially done. So between the sinus infection and crying, I've been so swollen. Thank goodness for makeup. It's a lifesaver, but it's been rough. So I've been talking about it all day, and my team was like, why don't we just film a video about it? Make it a positive experience. So we are going to go over the 7 lessons I learned from my ex. I'm nervous. Lesson number 1, trust your friends. So when my ex and I first met, I had a friend who said that I would get hurt. And I was like, okay, whatever, why is she saying that? I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt. I'm a big girl. And I should have listened because yeah, he hurt me a lot. But like I said, if one friend says something, just kind of keep in the back of your head. But then when multiple friends start saying it, I think so many of my friends kept telling me, you're gonna get hurt again, you're gonna get hurt again. And I was like, no, I'm gonna prove them wrong. Sometimes your friends know best, so listen to your friends, especially the good ones. Lesson number 2, be yourself. So this is a tricky one. Obviously, when you go on a first date, second date, third date, you're nervous. You're not totally yourself. You may eat a little less or dress up a little more or just not let it all out there. And that's okay. But by month 2, 3, 4, if you still feel that you can't totally be the person you want to be, there might be something wrong. So I never accepted that. I was like, no, I just want to be on very good behavior and be perfect. And you can't be perfect all the time. No one can. Even Victoria's Secret angels, I'm sure that sometimes they're not perfect, but you really want to find someone that accepts your flaws and allows you to be yourself, because you don't want to be in a relationship where you're walking on eggshells. So much of my relationship, I was literally walking on eggshells. I was so nervous that if I acted the wrong way or did something that he was just gonna leave me because he had before, or just not like me as much. And that's not a way to live. You want to be yourself. So if you can't be yourself in a relationship, it's not a good relationship. Staying true to yourself overall, that's what I'm talking about. Lesson number 3, respect. So there's 2 things I'm talking about with respect. One is respect yourself enough to be yourself, so kind of lesson 2. But the other is you guys need to respect each other. It is so important. You're never going to agree on everything. Relationships are not perfect. Ask anyone that's married for 50 years. It can never be perfect. You guys are going to disagree on certain things, and that's okay. Disagreement is a good thing. You want to have different opinions. You want to challenge each other, but you need to respect each other. So if someone doesn't want to do something, accept, you know what? She doesn't want to do that. That's okay. I'm going to leave it alone. And you shouldn't force someone to do something. Again, this has to be with being yourself. You have to accept who you are in a relationship, and respect is so important. So you want to find someone who respects you for you. Lesson number 4, you should always be a priority. So over the years, I always go through different traits I want in a partner. When I was a teenager, I just wanted some hot football player. As I got older, I wanted someone exciting. And, different times in your life, you are attracted to different things. But that list is narrowed down as you get older, and you realize what's important. And in this relationship, I learned that I need to be a priority in my partner's life. It's just so important. You guys should be there for each other. You should want to, come over. If the other person's sick and they call you up, you want to be like, can I bring you chicken noodle soup? Can I stop by and give you a hug? It's little things. It's not like you have to drop your whole career for them, which you shouldn't. You should still make yourself a priority, but they should be one too. And I have been in relationships where my boyfriend has put me on a pedestal and treated me like a princess. I don't necessarily need that. Sometimes it's nice, sometimes it's actually too much. But I think you should be equals. You should treat each other like a priority. And if he doesn't treat you like a priority, it's not a good relationship. Unless you're okay with being put in the background, but if you have self-respect, you shouldn't be. So I lost a lot of my self-respect, and I'm gaining it back thanks to my amazing friends. Remember, number 1 was friendships. The only good thing with breakups, I must say, is you realize you have incredible friends and family members. My mom and my friends, I'm gonna tear up. They've been there for me so much. But Yes, you need to be a priority. Lesson number 5, you're dating your boyfriend and not his family. So my ex-boyfriend had an amazing family. I thought they were so great. I couldn't wait to be a part of it. I would go to Australia and picture my whole life there, and I made this whole fairy tale in my head of what my life would be like. And in my head, it was great, but in real life, I wasn't really happy. I mean, I was kidding myself thinking I was totally happy. And this actually happened to my friend even worse. Now, this was just a little bit of a lesson for me, but my friend it happened to as well. She traveled the world with her boyfriend and his family, but her boyfriend and her didn't spend much time together, and she slowly started to realize, wait, I'm spending all this time with his mom and his sister, and I think they're so great, but I'm not even spending time with my boyfriend. So you have to realize that in life, it's you and your partner, and then the family. And you have your own family, hopefully. I mean, I have an amazing family, so yes, it would have been nice to have another one, but I have to focus on mine. Lesson number 6, red flags are real. So I actually, not this breakup, the last breakup we had, this one is for real though, I was gonna write this book called Red Flags because there were so many red flags in our relationship and I just ignored them. So 1 red flag, yeah, okay, acknowledge it. 2 red flags, maybe start being a little cautious, but once number 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 keep popping up, be like, whoa, take a step back and be like, why are all these red flags there? And whatever they are, I don't really want to get into everything that happened because it's a little too much information as much as I love you guys, but red flags are real. So just really pay attention to them. Don't make them curse your relationship, but really acknowledge when they pop up. And again, think, is this a deal breaker for me or not? Lesson number 7, and this is the most important lesson I've learned from my breakup, is that unless they want to change, people do not change. So I always think I can change everyone, and it's probably because one of my very early relationships when I was in college, I had a boyfriend, he was a bad boy, and then I changed him, and you know, he was great, but we changed because we also grew up. So that's why we ended our relationship, is we changed into different people and we went our separate ways, and that's okay. We stayed friends over the years for a little bit, but we were teenagers and 20. But once you're in your 30s, mid-30s, late 30s, like my ex was, unless you want to change your behavior, it doesn't change. So I refused to accept this, and I was like, you know what? He's going to change. I'll just love him a little more. I'll be nicer. I'll do things that make him think that I'm the greatest person on earth. And I did. And I mean, I traveled across the world for him. I would bend over backwards. Sometimes my friends are like, you're crazy what you're doing for this guy that is not giving you anything in return. I was like, no, if I'm, loving enough, of course he'll change. Of course he'll want me. Of course he'll want to make me a priority and nurture me and be so sweet. I mean, I would call up his hotel and have cookies waiting for him when he checked in or got home from a long meeting. I just did really sweet things, but it's because I wanted to. And I told him what I needed from him, and he made no indication that he was going to change, at least for the long term, and I should have listened. So if someone's showing you who they are, you have to learn, okay, I can accept this character flaw and move forward with the relationship, or this character flaw is not okay with me and I need to end the relationship. Had I done that a while ago, maybe our last breakup, I wouldn't be so puffy right now from crying so much. But that is the biggest lesson I wanted to share with you guys, is unless they want to change, you can't change a person. You just can't, and you have to accept it. And it doesn't make you a bad person. I know that I'm a loving person and I have so much to give. It's just, he's just not going to change. So this was really hard for me. I don't usually do these personal videos, but it's been so fun talking to all you guys on Snapchat, and you were so supportive, a bunch of you who follow me on Snapchat, with your kind words when I mentioned the breakup. So I just wanted to do something a little more personal, and I'm curious what you guys think, and I'd love to hear, if you've had experiences with breakups. This is a community, so I'd love for everyone to share their experiences, lessons they've learned, because we can all learn from each other to make sure that we either find the right person moving forward, or if we're in a good relationship, to keep it good. Relationships are supposed to be great. They're not always perfect, but it's not supposed to be so much work. So I guess that would actually be number 8, is you can't force a relationship. Like, if it's not working, it's not working. I want to find this Instagram quote. Actually, I keep a whole little folder of quotes that I see on Instagram that I really like. And this one I should have listened to a while ago. Oh, here it is. I don't know who said it, but it says, if you gotta force it, leave it alone. Relationships, friendships, ponytails, just leave it. So That being said, again, thank you guys for coming along this journey with me, taking a little break from the A to Z trend guide. We'll be back, obviously, with the next letter, but let me know if you want to see more videos like these. I did a Q&A session before, a more serious one on the business of blogging, so you can check that out. But if you want to do more personal Q&As, next time it can be fun, because we'll be happy. And over this breakup, we'll do a breakover episode. Just let me know in the comment section below. Again, I love hearing from you guys. For more, you can follow me on Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter and all that stuff. I'm at Sydne Summer for all of them. And yeah, make sure to subscribe so you can see all the fun fashion videos I have, which are upbeat and positive. But actually, you know, this has been very therapeutic for me. So thank you guys. And it is positive because you learn from your lessons and something better comes along because change is positive. I actually just, speaking of Instagram, I guess I'm obsessed, but I just posted this other quote. It was a really pretty picture of a butterfly. I don't know if you guys can see this. So it's a really pretty picture of a butterfly from my friend's wedding. And it says, if nothing ever changed, there would be no butterflies. So change can be magical, change can be wonderful. And I will see you guys soon. Thanks.
The sun stays low.